Welcome to Good Morning Keys on Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5.
And good morning, Keys. Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5. The talk of the Keys. The 6th of March already. Time is marching on, so to speak. No doubt about it. Looking at a pretty nice forecast. Still have a possibility of getting that needed rain, but we will check your complete forecast in a moment. About a 20% chance of rain through the weekend. As we say good morning to Maureen Dunlevy. She is the regional vice president for Guidance Care Center. And good morning to you, Maureen.
Good morning, Michael.
Hi there. Thank you so much for being here. So hard to believe we've already been through 2 months of the new year so far. And we've gotten past the holidays, but now we do want to talk about, first off, let's talk about Guidance Care Center, a quick thumbnail sketch as to who you are and what you do for those who are still unfamiliar.
So Guidance Care Center has been in the Florida Keys for about 53 years, and we have 4 sites throughout the Keys. 3 are our outpatient sites, and we also have an assisted living facility for individuals with mental illness. We do the entire continuum of care, so everything from prevention to our inpatient unit, which is crisis stabilization and detox for adults in Marathon. And we have a 24-hour crisis line for anyone who is in behavioral health crisis, 305-434-7660, number 8. And in fact, you can reach all of our services at that main number. Just listen to the script and it'll prompt you to where to go.
Okay, well, let's get right to, though, the fact that opiate, I can't even say it this morning, opiate, you help me, overdose prevention. Goodness, why am I having trouble? Anyway, yeah, I admit I probably have a caffeine tendency on my end, but not opiates, but some do. And that's where Guidance Care Center comes in. Let's talk about some prevention there.
Yeah, absolutely. So we know that, that this opioid epidemic has started in the last couple years. We've talked before about opioid overdose. If anyone's following the news or following the local news in Key West or MCSO page, we know that there are more and more arrests for fentanyl, which is an opiate. And oftentimes, it's put into other drugs. A lot of people didn't intend to, become addicted to opiates. Many, may have been prescribed them when they were having surgery or they had chronic pain. And then throughout the course of time of being on those too long, they got to the point of addiction. So they're drugs that are very powerful and high risk of overdose. So we historically have had a lot of deaths. And so Guidance Care Center, along with the state of Florida and the Department of Health, have been working in our community health improvement plan to really address opioid overdose prevention, because there's a lot of things that can be done that anyone can do to help cure this epidemic.
Yeah, well, in an epidemic it is, and Guidance Care Center is there to help with those in need. And as you said, it's sometimes, in many times actually, it's an addiction that comes on without intention, and it comes on very quickly when people have opiates and opioids being prescribed or being necessary for them, and then it's just kind of a downward spiral.
Yeah, and one of the things we offer for the general community is Narcan. So Narcan is available for free of charge. You can get it at any Guidance Care Center. You can also get it through the Department of Health, and it's a really good tool to have in your first aid kit. It's a nasal spray that you're able to provide if someone, collapses or could be overdosing. And the really great thing about it is it doesn't hurt someone if they're not overdosing. So for example, if someone's having a diabetic reaction and it's really a blood sugar issue and you administer Narcan, you're not going to hurt the person. But what it does do is, in the fact, if someone is overdosing, it allows you life-saving minutes to be able to get EMS there. So you call 911, you get your Narcan kit, you administer Narcan, and it provides extra minutes for life until EMS gets there. Because what it does is actually reverse the opioid in your system. So what happens is your whole breathing shuts down. So there's no struggle to breathe or anything else. Your whole respiratory system just is depressed and you just stop breathing. And so if someone's not available to give you Narcan, and or call 911, unfortunately, many people, it end up being a fatality. And then I know a lot of people may think, well, I don't know any addicts, or I don't need this. You never know. So it's good to have in your first aid kit, and it's free. So, we've had something we've been doing for the last couple of years with the state of Florida, and we give out kits to anyone who comes in for services that has used opioids or has an opioid diagnosis. We also give it to family members, friends, law enforcement. And we even had, one person that was walking down Duval Street and had it in their backpack and was able to save a life. So it can be used really easily, and it's something good to have on hand.
Maureen Dunlevy with us, Regional Senior Vice President for Guidance Care Center, uplifting the human spirit in the Florida Keys. That's what Guidance Care Center does. You also help people in general with substance abuse issues and struggles. Many people in our community have just that. So what are some of the ways Guidance Care Center can help?
So if also with the person who has the addiction or, needs help getting off the opiates, we have a substance abuse treatment program specific. We have several substance abuse treatment programs that are specific to helping people to, stop using opiates and get on other medications. And so those are available also. And again, we've talked about that, we help people whether you can pay for it or not. So just, if you are, afraid of coming in or getting information because you don't want to get a large bill, that's not going to happen. So we don't want to lose one more life in this community. And there are many medications out there today. Some are monthly injections, some are daily pills to be able to help, combat the opioid use disorder. And it also doesn't mean that you're going to be on them forever. And so we've done a lot to try to get people on these medications. The term is medication-assisted treatment. And so really to be able to help them so we save more lives in this community. One of the other things I wanted to talk about is, this year, last year and this year, we've also expanded those services. So, if someone comes into our jail and they're already on medication-assisted treatment, our substance abuse treatment staff that is at the jail in our JIP program, which is the jail in-house program, can help keep people on those medications while they're in jail. Also, if someone comes, to the ER and they've overdosed, we're able to help them on our detox unit to help get them on medication-assisted treatment. And so those two programs have been really pivotal. And we looked at the numbers from 2024 and 2022, and these are available on the Florida Charts website that the Department of Health runs. Okay. But we've actually reduced fatalities. So the number is going down, and we know the highest risk of death is when somebody leaves a contained environment where they have not been able to use, such as jail or hospital or treatment facility. If they go back to using, oftentimes they're going to use at a level that their body can't handle, and it's going to result in an overdose.
Okay. Maureen Dunlevy, she's Regional Senior Vice President for Guidance Care Center. And that's an important point that people are served by Guidance Care Center no matter what their income or walk of life, adults, children, and families, people in crisis, children and youth as well, all ages, whether you have the ability to pay or not. Guidance Care Center will help you. Let's give the contact info here before you have to go, Maureen.
Absolutely. So I want to encourage anyone who wants more information about Guidance Care Center, you can stop by during business hours to pick up that Narcan kit, or just to stop by and pick up a brochure or see what's available. You don't have to be a client to pick up a Narcan kit. You just go to the front desk and say, I'd like to have a Narcan kit, and they will give you one. So our sites are open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., with the exception of obviously holidays, but we don't have any of those coming up till Memorial Day. And of course, lots of information available on our website, and that web address is guidancecarecenter.org. And of course, the main number is 305 434-7660. You can listen to the script and it will go through every office and every service to be able to reach a particular program or person. And of course, if you're in crisis, don't listen to the entire script. Just press the number 8 and you'll be connected to the mobile crisis response team, and we will get someone out to you in order to help you so that we don't lose any more lives in this community.
Yes, help is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, no matter where you are, whether it's in the schools or in their own facilities. Guidance Care Center has been helping those in need in our community for many decades now. And one final note, the suicide prevention hotline, that's also a number fairly easy to remember.
Yeah, 988 is a suicide prevention hotline. So that is also available. And you can also text to that line. I don't know exactly the text number. I think it's 71777, but it's available. Google it. It's available. It's on the suicide prevention hotline.
Okay. Well, I know you've got many things to get to, Maureen. I really appreciate you visiting with us on a very busy day for you, but I don't want to be the cause of you being dismissed from Leadership Monroe. So thank you very much for all that you do, including Leadership Monroe, and congratulations on your impending graduation from that. Is there anything else, though, we do need to mention before you go?
Just please remember that we don't want to lose one more life in this community. Help is available. Please reach out, and we can help you and your loved ones. Don't be afraid, because we help people whether you can pay for it or not.
Yes. Thank you so much, Maureen. You have a wonderful day and a great weekend. We appreciate all that you do and all that the people at Guidance Care Center do for our community. Have a wonderful weekend.
Thank you, Michael. You too.
Thank you, Maureen. Take care. Maureen Dunlevy, she is with us with the Guidance Care Center, Regional Senior Vice President. Go to guidancecarecenter.org to learn more. And let me see that main number again, 305-434-7660, option 5. This is Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the Talk of the Keys. A reminder that Good Morning Keys is available on Keys Living TV, digital channel 27, Roku streaming, and available at the App Store for your download. 11 a.m. and 5 p.m. daily during the week. Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the Talk of the Keys. Back in a moment.
In the Florida Keys, there's a name people trust for pool construction and remodels. Islamorada Pools. For years, residential and commercial property owners from Key Largo to Key West have trusted their team to design, build, remodel, and repair some of the most beautiful pools in the islands. Building a brand new backyard retreat, transforming an aging commercial pool, they bring craftsmanship, experience, and attention to every detail. They're local, they live here year-round, and they know what it takes to build and renovate pools that stand up to the Keys climate while delivering true luxury and long-term durability. From new construction and remodels to repairs, equipment upgrades, and decorative concrete, every detail matters. Your pool should reflect the quality of your property. Islamorada Pools makes that happen. Call 305-852-3133. Visit their showroom at 86701 Overseas Highway, Suite 103 in Islamorada, or online at islamorada.pools.com. Islamorada Pools, trusted, local, and built for the Keys.
Hello, I'm Renee. My husband Steve and I own Caribbean Marine Canvas of Key West. We are a custom marine upholstery shop that recovers any type of cushion, even those luxury captain's chairs. We make biminis, sunshades, awnings, and those specialized tiki walls. Wow, even hard glass enclosures, any color or fabric you desire. We can complete your project to match your look. Removing, reinstalling, or just picking up items, not a problem for Caribbean Marine Canvas. A truly custom shop who cares about you and your ideas. I will personally guarantee your satisfaction, and I mean that. We have expert craftsmen who pay attention to extreme detail. All of us here at Caribbean Marine Canvas want you to be happy. I will come to you to truly understand your project, and I'll be on time every time. Visit our website, CaribbeanMarineCanvas.com, or stop by and say hello on Stock Island, across from Ocean's Edge Resort and Marina, Key West. Phone 305-432-6542. That's 305-432-6542.
Let's talk trash. I'm Taylor Conrath, and my family's been taking care of your family's trash for years. In fact, we've operated Marathon Garbage Service and kept the Middle Keys clean since my great-grandpa, John Conrath, founded the company in 1950. That's a lot of years talking trash and hauling trash. And these days, we take care of your family's recyclables in addition to commercial and residential waste removal. The Conrath family and our entire team of great employees takes pride in keeping our community clean, from the north end of the 7 Mile Bridge to Craig Key. Now it's my generation of Conraths working together with my grandfather and my dad to continue the tradition and commitment started in 1950 at Marathon Garbage Service. The Conrath family is always there for your family. If you need to talk trash, just call us at 305-743-5165. That's 305-743-5165. Or visit us at 4290 Overseas Highway in Marathon and online at marathongarbageservice.com.
Your pet is part of your family. They've been with you for years through the ups and downs, never asking for anything other than to be loved. When your pet is in need, they deserve the most competent and compassionate care. Dr. Thomas Householder at Key West Vets and Pets treats every patient and their human family with the utmost compassion, attention, and quality care. Key West Vets and Pets, 1118A White Street in Key West. Call 305-294-0099. Trust your pet care to Key West Vets and Pets.
While money doesn't grow on trees, trees can save you money by shading your home from the Florida Keys hot sun. Keys Energy Services will host its 22nd tree giveaway on Saturday, April 18th. Keys customers can receive 2 free native shade trees starting at 8:30 in the morning at Keys Service Building on James Street in Key West or Keys Blimp Road site in Cudjoe Key. Remember, shade from trees can make your home more energy efficient and save you money on your monthly energy bill. Visit keysenergy.com for more information on this and other green programs. At Keys Energy, we're growing greener every day. Here's your chance to join us.
Hey Key West, Danny Hughes here from Two Friends. Really from Two Friends. So Maureen and I were sitting at breakfast in the bar listening to live music at 8:30 a.m. on a Tuesday. She's about to enjoy some huevos rancheros and me shrimp and grits with fried oysters. Heart healthy. And Maura says, Dorothy, we're not in Kansas anymore. It was perfect because we didn't move here because Key West is like a lot of other places. We moved here because it isn't like any other place on earth. So meet your friends or make your friends at Two Friends. 512 Front Street in Old Town Key West or twofriends.com.
This is Ollie North for 4-Star Rentals. 4-Star Rentals is the most complete rental store in the Keys. They can provide rental equipment for every do-it-yourself project from your house to your yard. Bobcats, chippers, chainsaws, and tile saws, you name it, they have it. They also deliver throughout the Keys. That's 4-Star Rentals. Model marker 4.5 on Stock Island. These guys are really good. That's 4-Star Rentals. Go see them soon.
Check us out. What Colonel Ollie North says is absolutely true. We're locally owned and operated. We offer a fleet of delivery trucks for fast all-in-one delivery. 4-Star Rentals is the oldest tool rental and party store in the Florida Keys. We make it easy to get that job done for that party or very special event. We're located at mile marker 4.5 in Key West, or just call us and we'll come to you. 4-Star Rentals, 294-7171. That's 294-7171. Remember, Colonel Ollie North never lies.
The choice of a doctor is a personal one. The choice of your gynecologist is even more personal. Dr. George Peterson has been honored to provide trusted gynecological care for generations of women in the Florida Keys for more than 30 years. While he is retired from obstetrics, Dr. Peterson is continuing with gynecological services for existing and new patients. Dr. Peterson guides them through medical care that can be complex and confusing at times, whether it's related to conception, sexual health and wellness, infertility, or menopause. And he continues to be a trusted caregiver for circumcisions. Dr. Peterson has been alongside his patients for 3 decades to ensure that they receive needed screenings for breast, cervical, and ovarian cancer. And the practice has expanded to provide a wide range of medical aesthetic treatments. Keys Med Spa, 5450 McDonald Avenue, Stock Island. Phone number 305-293-9555. And online at keysmedspa.com.
Hello, I'm Dr. George Peterson. I'll be honored to help you with your medical needs as I have done for the last 30 years.
Step back in time. Step back into Old Town. Step into Old Town Bakery with fresh baked treats like pastries, cookies, brownies, and fresh breads made every morning. Enjoy hot and cold, delicious ground coffee, always brewing, and handcrafted breakfast and lunch sandwiches made to order on oven fresh breads. And now, Old Town Bakery features spinach mushroom feta quiche and ham and cheese quiche, delectable for breakfast or lunch by the slice. Get a whole quiche pie by ordering in store with 24 hours advance notice. Enjoy new cream-filled croissants with chocolate or vanilla filling and award-winning fresh baked pies, including their key lime pie, voted the best in the Keys. Pick up their unique Old Town Bakery t-shirts for a friend or yourself and give the gift of deliciousness with a gift card available for purchase in store. And their catering menu is available to make that next event memorable. Old Town Bakery on the corner of Eaton and Grinnell. Stop in or order online. Old Town Bakery, KeyWest.com.
Historic Pepe's Cafe in Key West, founded in 1909, still does things the old way. Diachronic, if you will. How about fresh squeezed juices? Think how good that margarita or Greyhound will taste. Blue Point oysters shucked to order because oysters work better that way. Fresh breads and outstanding specials in an eatery that opened the same year Ole Evinrude invented the first outboard motor. And get a jump on someone's birthday and check out our retail offerings for some great gift ideas. Pepe's Cafe, Old Town Key West, of course.
Good morning, dear. Breakfast almost ready?
In a minute. So did you happen to call someone about spalling repair for the house?
You know what? I knew I forgot something yesterday.
Honey, you know how important spalling repair is, especially here in the Keys. If that spalling damage gets any worse...
Don't worry. I'll call Design Center in Marathon.
When?
Today.
How about now?
Okay, dear. Now.
Design Center, the most efficient spalling contractor in the Keys, providing the fastest results. With over 40 years combined experience in spalling repair and a member of the International Concrete Repair Institute, Design Center can handle the largest jobs to small structures. They also handle quite a number of condominium and county projects. Mention this ad or the program you're listening to and receive 10% off your spalling repair. Visit DesignCenterFL.com or call 305-735-4042. Design Center, 6677 Overseas Highway Marathon. License number CGC 1523838. Remember, mention this ad or the program you're listening to and receive 10% off your spalling repair from Design Center. As the weather cools down, your pool doesn't have to. At MSP Supply, they help South Florida families enjoy their pools year-round with the best pool heaters in the Keys and Miami. Whether you need a new heat pump, a gas heater, or any pool equipment, or expert guidance on what fits your pool, MSP Supply has you covered with trusted brands and honest pricing. Stay warm, stay comfortable, and keep swimming longer. Visit MSPpool.com or stop by MSP Supply in Marathon or call 305-359-7665. MSP Supply, your home, your pool, your supply.
The voice of Monroe County, yours. This is Good Morning Keys on Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5.
And Good Morning Keys. It is Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5. The talk of the Keys at 8:25 is your time. We do have an accident to report on. It is in the Upper Keys. Accident with injuries, 112-mile marker, Key Largo. Keep that in mind. That is causing some slowdowns there. Otherwise, typical slowdowns at this time of the morning are occurring at the Triangle, going into and through Stock Island, and Tavernier, some of its slowdowns occurring in the typical spots as well. So do keep that in mind as you're planning your commute this morning. 77 degrees on our way to 81, 20% chance of rain for today. Tonight, a 10% chance of rain, 73 for your low. Tomorrow, 10% chance of rain continues, 82 for the high. For Saturday, it is Saturday. Okay, Sunday, 82, 20% chance of rain. Then back to work Monday, 20% chance of rain. So we could get some of that needed rain here going forward, but still are in some dry and drought conditions as of some effects from last year as well. So we're going to say good morning to Commissioner Sam Kauffman. Sam is up and at it early after a long day yesterday. And Sam is our city commissioner for District 2. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning. Great. How are you doing?
Doing well. So just a little explanation for you. It may have been explained to you, but we have launched and we're operating Digital Channel 27 here locally from Key West to Marathon over the air on Channel 27. So our liveaboard friends and those who choose to get an external antenna can pick this up on the air, and Keys Living TV will be rebroadcast at 11 a.m. and 5 p.m. each day, visually on the television station, as well as on Roku streaming for Keys Living TV and your phone apps you can download from the App Store. So creating local content, information, entertainment, and some kind of eclectic programming. And we wanted to make an additional platform available for people and policymakers and leaders such as you to get the word out as well. So welcome to you, sir.
That's great. This is neat. It's great. A great idea. I love
Well,
it.
thank you. Thanks for being here, as I
Sure.
mentioned. So, I had the pleasure of seeing you the other day at the Business Guild, and then you had a busy day yesterday, serving as you always do as our city commissioner for District Two. Had a couple of sessions of city commission meetings yesterday, and a couple of consequential votes that you had made us aware of prior to that meeting. And then some votes came down. Let's go into a little bit more detail as far as a couple of the big issues we were following. Let's. Which one would you like to start with?
Absolutely.
There, two of them.
Anything. Your call. I'm happy to
Okay.
answer any questions. So
Well,
yeah,
I appreciate
I
that.
would
Go
say
ahead.
it's very true that the votes yesterday were consequential, and I think the major takeaway is that the current administration and management and leadership, unfortunately, is following down a path of a very extreme tax increase, which is going to have big negative impacts for our working people and our working families, and that's what I'm most concerned about. And we'll get into the details.
Yeah, so I think you'd probably be talking about some financial implications, possibly of the city taking over, acquiring whatever the word is, of Higgs Beach property.
Yeah, so think about it this way. Right now, the residents of Key West have full access to Higgs Beach.
Mm-hmm.
And Higgs Beach is paid for by all the taxpayers throughout the county.
Mm-hmm.
So to break it down very simply, whatever costs are needed to pay for the beach, if the city owns it, will only be paid for by us as city taxpayers. Now, we already pay Monroe County tax as city taxpayers. That's true. But the cost is paid for and spread out through the entire county for Higgs Beach. So our cost share will increase as city taxpayers. That's pretty much a very big part of the calculation, I think, about why we should oppose it. For example, if there is a hurricane and there is major damage to that beach, we, as the city taxpayers, will have the burden to replace it. We know that FEMA is reducing or eliminating most cost reimbursements now from hurricanes. We can't count on the federal government again. If there was no real explanation about the replacement of the seawall, that's going to be millions of dollars. So I just think that if residents like the beach the way they have it, certainly there can be improvements made, but that should be done through advocacy in the city with the county. But the cost should not lie with us entirely for all these things at the beach. And by the way, it's pretty much guaranteed from my view, if this is going to happen, the only way the city can pay for it is to require parking fees there. And I think most people are just tired of more parking fees, more taxes, more cost. We already have enough of that. And so I haven't heard a single person, by the way, say they think this is a good idea.
Sam Kauffman, District 2 Commissioner, also running for the mayor of the city of Key West with us on Good Morning Keys, talking about city commission meeting yesterday, whereby the city commission did vote by majority to move forward with the acquisition or the takeover of Higgs Beach. So, Sam, what's the arguments? What are the arguments in favor of taking on Higgs Beach? What benefits may come to the city if that were to occur?
Yeah, I'm a lawyer, so I can argue both sides of most issues, and I understand that, the point of view is the other side is saying, well, the geography is that the beach is located within the jurisdiction of the city of Key West. And so, the county does not control any beaches within the jurisdictional geography of any city in the county. Okay, that's fine. But the bottom line is really with these things from the government perspective is who's going to pay for what is needed there. And this is definitely a tax burden shifting from the full county residents to the city residents. The other argument, which it doesn't really work, but the other argument is we can develop the beach. We can put more activities there and increase revenue. Well, the problem is, and the devil's in the details, of course, especially something this big, because there's the maintenance of the fort, the pier, the seawall, the dog parks, And by the way, the African cemetery has, and we really should be doing something to recognize all the burials there. I don't know why the county hasn't done that properly, but we all know, and great work by Dr. Corey Malcolm to identify and work with the federal government to identify where all those graves are, under the dog park and by the road from those original refugees that were rescued by the U.S. Navy back in 1860, from Cuba, and they were brought back into that area of Higgs Beach. Anyway, there's a lot of things that need to go into that, and so there's a federal grant that restricts any greater intensity of use at the beach. So the argument that we can do more development there, that we can have another restaurant there, that we can have much more revenue, the county found they couldn't even move the road because they were running afoul of that federal grant. So there's a lot of red flags with this property as well.
So it would seem then, if I'm hearing things correctly, that the city residents and even visitors are getting the benefits of Higgs Beach without taking on the burden of supporting Higgs Beach as it stands.
Right. It's a bad deal. Look, it doesn't make sense. I get to use the park. I don't have to pay for parking.
Yeah.
The future looks to me like we're going to get less of a park. We're going to have to pay for parking. We're going to get the same park, but we're going to have to pay for it. And we're exposed to having to have our taxes increased. So I really don't understand why we're even pursuing this. And again, I've had a lot of feedback from residents, and not a single person says to me that this is a good idea. So, and right now with what's going on with our taxes, wait till you see the millage rate that is going to be announced in July. People are going to be shocked, and this is not the year to be doing that. And I'm opposed to any tax increase, and this is part of the equation for me, because I see that our poor finance director is going to have to figure out how to do all this with the least amount of revenue and without raising taxes, and she's not going to be able to do that.
Yeah, so your contention is now is not the time to do that if it's not fiscally responsible, if ever. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, definitely not now. I mean, why does it have to be now? Why not get through at least this year? Let's see what the state legislature does with what most people are expecting with the special. By the way, your listeners should know there's going to be a special session in Tallahassee of the state legislature in April, and they're going to consider how to move forward with eliminating property taxes. Most lobbyists that we hear from are talking about eliminating homestead property taxes, which then shifts the burden. Again, this is all about shifting the burden of taxes. It's going to shift the burden more to non-homestead property owners and businesses. And that is really critically bad for working families. We have so many people that are living paycheck to paycheck right now. And then we're going to see increases to their rents, increases to their costs, and we have to be sensitive to that.
Yeah. Sam Kauffman, Commissioner District 2, also is a candidate for mayor of the city of Key West on Good Morning Keys. So that was one of the consequential votes as of yesterday. One final note on that, Sam, if I may. Part of this discussion, at least previously, had involved also swapping land for Higgs Beach with the county, possibly around the airport, et cetera. Is that still part of that discussion?
So good point. So I think it was 2022. The county approached the city in light of their redevelopment expansion of the airport. They needed a parcel of the Hawk missile site, which is next to Little Hammock Park. And so there is an agreement between the city and the county in which the city already conveyed a part of the Hawk missile site that they needed for that expansion. In exchange, the city receives a multi-use recreational field, soccer field at Higgs Beach. The county is obligated to develop and produce that. The original date was May of 2027. I think that was pushed back a year or two, that they have to provide that for use because our youth leagues are really in need of more space for lacrosse, for soccer, cheerleading, other activities, and football. So that is in place. And by the way, there is a provision. The county has a provision where if they don't produce that soccer field, that new recreational field, they must pay the city $2 million in liquidated damages. That was the deal. Now, there was a very short discussion about possibly swapping Higgs Beach, but the city commission at that time, that was a different city commission, but the city commission at that time was advised about all the red flags with the Salute lease, with the federal grant, with the FAA, and that really died quickly. There was really no pursuit on the city side of a land swap because they realized, again, we have full access and there really wasn't a need for that. The need was for the recreational field.
Okay. Sam Kauffman, District 2 Commissioner, City of Key West on Good Morning Keys. And I was looking through some of the headlines in some of the other media this morning. One headline reads, City votes to support anti-DEI bill. Now, if you go on to read, it's that headline might not be totally accurate. I'm not sure that was truly what the vote was intended to do. Rather, it was a resolution from the city that would oppose a Florida legislative bill targeting DEI programming and other events and activities in municipalities. So not necessarily a support of the anti-DEI bill, but it's my understanding that the commission did vote down the resolution expressing the city's concerns regarding SB 1134 and HB 1011 relating to official actions of local governments and in relation to some of these events with adversity. Well, let me see. As far as diversity, et cetera, it could then affect some of the events that happen in our city. So maybe we can explain and clarify what the vote actually was yesterday, what the result of it was from the city commission.
Sure, and you're correct. The headline in that article is misleading. I would agree with you, and it's important that we are accurate. With reporting, with our statements. I'm not perfect. The citizen is not perfect. No one's perfect, and we understand people make mistakes, and I'm not criticizing anybody.
And I'll just interject, and I am certainly not trying to criticize any other media by any means.
Right.
But part of the purpose of having you on and others who make these decisions is to get the word directly from you as to what did occur and what from your perspective. The truth is,
right. But
beware of social media too. By the way,
yes. I've noticed. I noticed that first thing in the morning when I saw the newspaper. But I think that some people could actually view the vote that way. But I don't think, and everyone has a different perspective, and I respect that. But I think that the takeaway by some people is that was the actual vote. But you're correct. The actual vote was against sending this resolution, which would have expressed concerns, as you said, asked for clarification, asked for some consideration by the state legislature for some of the programming that we do here in Key West. For example, I would say most all residents, at least a good number, enjoy Goombay. Now, Goombay, as we all know, I mean, one of the my first memories of Key West 30 years ago, moving here as a young man in my 20s, I remember, getting off work on that Friday afternoon, and I never heard of Goombay before. And all my friends were saying, "Hey, we got to go to Petronia Street, and we got to go to Goombay." And I was like, "Wow!" And it was so it's such a Key West thing, But at the heart of it, it's a Afro-Caribbean festival, and this legislation will prohibit any funding for advertising or funding for in any way for something like Goombay, which is something that is such a tradition, so important in our Bahama Village community, for example. And so I think there's a lot of concern about that. The same thing can be said about Pride, about Women's Fest. We have another event in 2 weeks, Latin Fest. We have Women's History Month. And it was ironic that at the same meeting we had a program where we honored Women's History Month, and the day before we honored womankind. Both things would come under the category of prohibitions with this legislation. So anyway, I think it's overly broad. It may not. It may be subject to constitutional challenge. But at the end of the day, it's really impacting our ability to express ourselves as one human family. And we that's the message.
Well, and City Commission has come out with statements before similar to this, but in the case of yesterday, that resolution finding that the proposed legislation may unnecessarily restrict municipal home rule authority, expose local governments to costly litigation, adversely impact cultural, economic, and procurement activities. So that resolution was voted down and will not move forward. So that's interesting. We will see what happens ultimately in the state legislature, but for now, City Commission did vote on a split vote to not send that resolution voicing opposition to it. So this year,
and I would just add, it's going to be very interesting. And I think your listeners should, and maybe you should invite the director of the TDC, because our Tourist Development Council will have to shift in how they fund programs and festivals and events. And it'd be interesting to know, I think, what the real impact would be if this. The legislation looks like it has passed the Senate. It looks like it has been postponed in the state house. So, assuming it passes, what will be the actual real impact? And I think we would only really know that by hearing from the folks at the TDC, and there's really strong leadership there. So I think that would be great to hear from them. Mm-hmm. And the other thing, I think, if you do have a chance to speak with the leadership at the TDC, mm-hmm. I think the main question is, how does this potentially negatively impact our economy?
Yes,
because we have tourists that are drawn to Key West. Most of us know a lot of these festivals, a lot of these events are primarily should target people to come and draw them as tourists to Key West.
Mm-hmm. Sam Kauffman, Commissioner, District 2, City of Key West, on Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the Talk of the Keys. Yes, we will reach out to the Tourist Development Council. That is a very good suggestion. We have heard from some who run events such as these, the Business Guild and others, stating that some of their signature events could absolutely be in peril if this legislation does move forward. Mainly because of the funding that would be impacted from the TDC. So, that's right. Something that we'll continue to watch as well. State legislature, we're never quite sure what they're going to do and how it may impact us here with local rule and even local revenue streams as well. This year could have some big impacts.
So, absolutely.
Yeah. And I will make mention, too, by the way, that we have a call for candidates on Monday. You mentioned Salute at Higgs Beach. Well, it currently is still county property, but it will be used for a public gathering, you included, getting the word out and letting people get to meet our candidates firsthand and speak with them directly and hear from them directly. I'll call for candidates. That is Monday at Salute. I think it begins at 5:00.
That's correct. Yep. And we'll have a lot of our volunteers and our supporters. We're looking forward to that. We're going to have a group photo at 5:15 p.m. at Salute. There's going to be a lot of excitement, and anyone interested in finding out more information from our campaign can go to kaufmanforkeywest.com or look at the Facebook page, Sam Kauffman for Mayor.
Yes, very well. Sam Kauffman for Mayor, indeed, is where we encourage people to go to learn more about you and your campaign as well. And I want to thank the commission on a vote that was non-controversial. It was announced at our Rotary Club meeting by Sam Steele, our upcoming president for next year, that the commission did approve once again the Rotary Club of Key West holding their fireworks display and authorizing the sale of beverages and the like on July 4th. So at least that tradition is safe.
Well, I have to tell you that I think many of your listeners may get the wrong view, I think, about how the city commission and the city works. 90 to 95% of the business that takes place in the city is non-controversial.
Yes.
Most things are passed by consent, meaning there's not even an individual vote taken because there's unanimous support for the items that come before the city commission. It's because of those 5% or 10% of the items that are controversial. That's why people think there's all these great divisions. in the city. And that's happened throughout my entire career in the city, which has been more than a decade. So, but many things are non-controversial. And I have to say, the partnership with Rotary has been fantastic all these years. They do a great job, and the city does help quite a bit, as you know, with that event. And it's so important to locals who want to enjoy the fireworks, and that tradition will remain for many years to come, I expect.
I am sure that the City Commission and City Hall fully support that wonderful tradition. And you are right, Sam. There's 25 items on yesterday's agenda, and we've only talked about 2 because those are the ones that catch people's attention. People love the flashy headlines, and they love the controversy as well. But the city continues to move forward in many positive ways, as evidenced by the bulk of what is approved by the city on an ongoing basis. Women's History Month, we had a proclamation for that. Child Sexual Abuse Prevention Day proclamation for that as well yesterday. So lots of positives that we can continue to focus on. But I appreciate the clarity on a couple of items that did catch the public's eye. Is there anything else, though, that we should mention at this time, sir?
I think it's important to focus in on the Fire Station 3 bond issue.
Oh, yes.
I think that it's important for the public to understand what really this is about. The city commission voted. I was the one vote against this item. In this item, $32 million of bond was approved and to replace the fire station on Kennedy Drive. Now, $32 million is what I really have issue with. I do not have an issue with the fire station being rebuilt. It absolutely needs to be rebuilt. We've needed a new fire station for many years, and I am very serious in terms of my overview of the budget every year. This has been in the budget for more than 10 years, and it has been languishing. It needs to be done as soon as possible. The question is, we have other similarly sized cities with similarly sized fire stations that cost half or less than half of this price tag. My question is, why $32 million, which in and of itself represents a 10% tax increase for everyone in the city? And it will be more than 10% because if there's an elimination of homestead property tax. Okay. And on top of all the other bonds that management is proposing, and on top of all the other stresses if homestead property tax collection is eliminated. We're looking at, I'm not trying to be alarmist, but you're looking at a 30-40% tax increase this year. That's just unacceptable and ridiculous. So the question is for the fire station, if we could save $10 million or $20 million, why not look at that? Look at a smaller size, see what we can really afford. And that's really what my concern is. And by the way, there were no drawings, no architectural renderings, no conceptual drawings at all. And so what are we getting for $32 million? And I think that as a city commission, we need to be diligent and protect the taxpayers, especially this year. And that goes along with the fire assessment, a new tax that they're creating, new bonds that are going to be coming forward next month, according to the city manager, and Higgs Beach, and so on and so forth.
Okay, thank you for that clarity as well, Commissioner. Yes, I did see the commission did vote approving a resolution supplementing the February 2025 ordinance authorizing general obligation funds to fund a new fire station and other public safety improvements on Thursday. But thank you for making your concerns heard here and, of course, at the meeting as well. So we'll continue to follow that along. There's a lot of implications this year, and we are waiting on the legislature to decide somewhat our fate here.
Absolutely.
Well. Yeah.
Absolutely. Please have me on in June.
Yes.
When we get closer to the tentative millage rate, the tax rate being set, because I think that will be the biggest topic come June and July and heading into the election.
Well, Sam, we will invite you very often prior to June as well. We appreciate you taking the time to be here and speak directly to the citizens listening and now watching on Keys Living TV as well. Anything else we should mention, though, at this time before we let you go?
Well, there's probably a lot, but I know everyone has to get to work, and I appreciate the time and all that you do, Michael.
Thank you, Sam. A pleasure speaking with you. We appreciate all of your dedication to our community always, and we'll talk soon.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You do the same. Sam Kauffman, Commissioner District 2, City Commission of the City of Key West, also a candidate for mayor of the City of Key West. Again, you can find out more about his campaign at kaufmanforkeywest.com. You will see him all about town. You'll see him all over social media, and you can see him firsthand again Monday, the call for candidates at Salute at Higgs Beach starting at 5 with Hometown Key West and the call for candidates. This is Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the talk of the Keys and Keys Living TV. We'll be back in a moment.
While money doesn't grow on trees, trees can save you money by shading your home from the Florida Keys hot sun. Keys Energy Services will host its 22nd tree giveaway on Saturday, April 18th. Keys customers can receive 2 free native shade trees starting at 8:30 in the morning at Keys Service Building on James Street in Key West or Keys Blimp Road site in Cudjoe Key. Remember, shade from trees can make your home more energy efficient and save you money on your monthly energy bill. Visit keysenergy.com for more information on this and other green programs. At Keys Energy, we're growing greener every day. Here's your chance to join us.
Hey Key West, Danny Hughes here from Two Friends. Really from Two Friends. So Maureen and I were sitting at breakfast in the bar listening to live music at 8:30 a.m. on a Tuesday. She's about to enjoy some huevos rancheros and me shrimp and grits with fried oysters. Heart healthy. And Maura says, Dorothy, we're not in Kansas anymore. It was perfect because we didn't move here because Key West is like a lot of other places. We moved here because it isn't like any other place on earth. So meet your friends or make your friends at Two Friends. 512 Front Street in Old Town Key West or twofriends.com.
This is Ollie North for 4-Star Rentals. 4-Star Rentals is the most complete rental store in the Keys. They can provide rental equipment for every do-it-yourself project from your house to your yard. Bobcats, chippers, chainsaws, and tile saws, you name it, they have it. They also deliver throughout the Keys. That's 4-Star Rentals. Model marker 4.5 on Stock Island. These guys are really good. That's 4-Star Rentals. Go see them soon.
Check us out. What Colonel Ollie North says is absolutely true. We're locally owned and operated. We offer a fleet of delivery trucks for fast all-in-one delivery. 4-Star Rentals is the oldest tool rental and party store in the Florida Keys. We make it easy to get that job done for that party or very special event. We're located at mile marker 4.5 in Key West, or just call us and we'll come to you. 4-Star Rentals, 294-7171. That's 294-7171. Remember, Colonel Ollie North never lies.
The choice of a doctor is a personal one. The choice of your gynecologist is even more personal. Dr. George Peterson has been honored to provide trusted gynecological care for generations of women in the Florida Keys for more than 30 years. While he has retired from obstetrics, Dr. Peterson is continuing with gynecological services for existing and new patients. Dr. Peterson guides them through medical care that can be complex and confusing at times, whether it's related to conception, sexual health and wellness, infertility, or menopause. And he continues to be a trusted caregiver for circumcisions. Dr. Peterson has been alongside his patients for 3 decades to ensure that they receive needed screenings for breast, cervical, and ovarian cancer. And the practice has expanded to provide a wide range of medical aesthetic treatments. Keys Med Spa, 5450 McDonald Avenue, Stock Island. Phone number 305-293-9555. And online at keysmedspa.com.
Hello, I'm Dr. George Peterson. I'll be honored to help you with your medical needs as I have done for the last 30 years.
Good morning, Keys on Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5.
And good morning, Keys. This is Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the talk of the Keys. Also, another mention, another reminder, we're rebroadcasting Good Morning Keys on Keys Living TV, digital channel 27 over the air throughout the lower Keys and Key West and Marathon. Also, it is available on Roku streaming, and your favorite phone app store has the download for free Keys Living TV app for your mobile device. And Good Morning Keys will be seen again today at 11 o'clock and 5 o'clock. And we can then see the lovely Maria Protopsaltis with us as well. Good morning, Maria. How are you?
Good morning, Michael. I'm well.
Great.
Thank you for having us on. We really appreciate it.
And thank you so much for being here. We appreciate you and all that you do. Samuel's House. Let's mention once again, for those who are maybe new to the community, who Samuel's House is and what it is that you do.
So Samuel's House is a 501c3 nonprofit emergency homeless shelter for women and women with children. We were founded in October 1st, 1999 by Elmira Lito. And at that time, there was a huge need for women and children who were displaced by the closing of another shelter. So we've actually, since that time, we've continued to grow, and we actually have, in 2010 built another, actually 2007 first we built Kathy's Hope, and then 2010 we built Casa de Meredith. So it's our hope to not only continue with this mission but expanding eventually. But yeah, it's a growing cause. It's a growing concern. It ties directly with the shortage of affordable housing, and that, of course, that is affordable workforce housing. So there's a lot of people who are struggling to find housing even still, or even maintain their housing as a result.
What a huge need it is, and it's being filled and solved by Samuel's House and helping so many people over these many years that Samuel's House has been part of our community. We do want to thank those who took part in the polar plunge and supported Samuel's House in what did turn out to be actually a fairly cold event overall. We had that cold snap going on, and the polar plunge was a lot of fun and also very successful for helping Samuel's House and your causes.
Yes, we do. We want to thank our community, all those who contributed, all those who showed up, the brave souls that came out to plunge. There was 175 plungers. So it was one of our largest events, even despite the true plunge conditions. So it was very, very exciting. And actually we had a blast. It was so much fun.
Very good. Maria Protopsaltis with us from Samuel's House. You can go to samuelshouse.org to learn more. Well, the list is out. It is the list of the Women of Integrity and Men of Valor, as we have the Women of Integrity and Men of Valor dinner coming up to honor the 2026 honorees. This beloved annual tradition celebrates the remarkable individuals whose dedication, compassion, and leadership light the way for our Key West and Monroe County community. And the list of these honorees over the years is very impressive, very humbling, but very befitting of a wonderful tribute and a wonderful night to these individuals, as well as to those who have been helped by Samuel's House.
That's absolutely right. There are many components of this event, and it has become one of our signature events. And so we've been providing services in the Keys for 26 years. This is actually going to be our 23rd year, and the only time we've had interruption of the event was due to hurricane or the COVID. So if that shows you how long running this event has been going. And one of the challenges that our board has is actually every year selecting, because we have so many incredible people in our community, we're truly blessed. I think it's one of the things that sets Key West and Monroe County apart, truly. Mm-hmm. Every year they have the task of selecting these incredible individuals, and I have to say, it just amazes me every year getting to know these individuals, learning more about them. I mean, we might know of them, but then we take it another level. We post their bio, we introduce them to the community, and then they get to, of course, come to this event, celebrate with their friends, their family, and the community. So we're really excited. Every year we strive to make it better and better, although what a challenge that could be, because every year is unique and magical in its own way. Mm-hmm. And I'm proud to actually list those nominees for you this year.
Yes.
Elizabeth Love.
Mm-hmm.
Susan Mitchell.
Yep.
Roxanne Posada.
Yes.
Erica Hawks. Mm-hmm. Cindy Benson.
Mm-hmm.
Nick Dahl. J.D. Thompson. Mm-hmm. Donald Dotzauer. Okay. Robert Wright. Mm-hmm. Cindy and Rick McCausland.
Yeah. Certainly names many of us have heard of, but it's an opportunity to publicly thank them and honor them during the Women of Integrity, Men of Valor dinner hosted by Samuel's House. It takes place on the 26th of March, a Thursday evening at the beautiful beachside Key West Hotel Ballroom. We've got a cocktail hour. We've got a silent auction that we'll talk about in a moment. Music as well. Dinner tickets include a multiple course seated dinner, music, entertainment. All proceeds benefit the programs of Samuel's House. So not only are we honoring the honorees, we are honoring and supporting Samuel's House in this, your signature fundraising event for the year.
Yes, and as we mentioned, one of my, Tara and I both agree, it's one of our favorite parts is when the ladies of Samuel's House courageously approach the podium and share their personal testimony about, how Samuel's House has impacted and changed their lives. So there's not a dry eye in the house. So
there isn't, and that is really, as you said, very impactful. It reminds everyone in the room as to who Samuel's House is and what you do and the impact you have on individual lives in our community at large. It is a very, very moving time to hear those testimonies.
I have to admit, I cry every time. So.
I think everybody does. It is terrific. Well, Women of Integrity, Men of Valor, and tickets are available on your website, correct?
On our website, via our social media. We actually have an e-blast that went out today through the chamber. You can click on that. So we have many ways. You can also call us. 305-296-0240. We'd be happy to help you. We're aware that this is the nonprofit's busiest time of year, and to answer some of our community's requests. They said, well, we're going to be out of town or we're going to be at other events. Is there another way we can support? So we created a sponsorship program where they can actually make a donation and sponsor a table, sponsor a couple of meals for the ladies of Samuel's House, or a few other, there's a few other options as well. If they'd like to give us a call, be happy to assist them with that. And of course, we love our silent auction. We take a lot of pride in our board members, Shane Burdisi, as well as Erica Langley. They've taken a lot of time with our auction and packaged things beautifully, but we're asking our community if they'd like to donate like artwork or jewelry or some of their merchandise, possibly a gift certificate. We do a nice job of featuring everyone who donates in our auction. We thank them in our program. We thank them in our social media. You know how we're always about gratitude, Michael. So we're asking our community to get in touch with us, and we'll be happy to make the process smooth. We'll be happy to come pick it up, facilitate that. But that we're asking, if you can't make it, there's other ways to contribute. And please just get in touch with us. We'd love to hear from you.
So the best way to get in touch with you is how?
They could, I'm putting it out there. They can call me at the office, 305-296-0240. They can actually go to our website, or they can send me an email, maria@samuelshouse.org. And, we're very responsive, and we'll get back to them right away.
Yeah. Well, speaking of gratitude, I have a lot. I know many in our community are very grateful for what Samuel's House does for others in our community in need and the impact that you all have had over the years at Samuel's House. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And thank you for all that you do, Michael. I know we're blessed in our community to know so many incredible people, incredible community partners. It really is. It's extraordinary, and it's not found every day and in every place you go. So we honestly, we're very grateful to be here, and we're grateful for our ladies in our programs and the gentlemen in the family side. Mm-hmm. We're grateful for the opportunity to serve, and that's actually a part of our mission. And we're happy to be able to do this work and provide this service.
Well, this will all be reinforced once again, and as you said, not a dry eye in the room at the annual Women of Integrity and Men of Valor dinner. Get your tickets and get your sponsorships and donate your silent auction items. It happens Thursday, March 26th. It's going to be here very soon.
That's right. Hope to see you there, Michael.
I'd love to be there. Indeed. Thank you, Maria. Anything else we should mention, though, before we let you go?
No, I think we covered everything. Just thank you. It really does take a village to do this work. So I just want to thank, again, our community. Thank you, Diana. Thank you for this time. And again, all that you do. It really does. It takes each and every one of us to put forth the effort and continue to do the work that we do.
Well, I hope you know you always have our support here, and I will look forward to seeing you at the dinner. That's one of the highlights of my spring as well. So very good.
Thank you.
Thank you, Maria. Have a great day. Take care.
You too. Take care.
It is Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the Talk of the Keys. A reminder once again that Keys Living TV features a replay of Good Morning Keys at 11 a.m. and 5 p.m. Digital Channel 27 over the air, Roku streaming, Keys Living TV, as well as the phone app. Go to your favorite phone app store, download Keys Living TV for local programming and some very entertaining, engaging, and even eclectic programming as well over your television and your mobile device. Keys Living TV. This is Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the Talk of the Keys. Lots of events happening. We went to live coverage, extended coverage last weekend as the conflict in Iran broke out. We'll continue to keep you informed with breaking news as soon as it happens. Local, state, national news is available and updated every half hour. Weather around the clock. It's all on Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the Talk of the Keys. AUC with Dr. B tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. as well. On Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the Talk of the Keys.
Step back in time. Step back into Old Town. Step into Old Town Bakery with fresh baked treats like pastries, cookies, brownies, and fresh breads made every morning. Enjoy hot and cold, delicious ground coffee, always brewing, and handcrafted breakfast and lunch sandwiches made to order on oven fresh breads. And now, Old Town Bakery features spinach mushroom feta quiche and ham and cheese quiche, delectable for breakfast or lunch by the slice. Get a whole quiche pie by ordering in store with 24 hours advance notice. Enjoy new cream-filled croissants with chocolate or vanilla filling and award-winning fresh baked pies, including their key lime pie, voted the best in the Keys. Pick up their unique Old Town Bakery t-shirts for a friend or yourself and give the gift of deliciousness with a gift card available for purchase in store. And their catering menu is available to make that next event memorable. Old Town Bakery on the corner of Eaton and Grinnell. Stop in or order online. Old Town Bakery, KeyWest.com.
Historic Pepe's Cafe in Key West, founded in 1909, still does things the old way. Diachronic, if you will. How about fresh squeezed juices? Think how good that margarita or Greyhound will taste. Blue Point oysters shucked to order because oysters work better that way. Fresh breads and outstanding specials in an eatery that opened the same year Ole Evinrude invented the first outboard motor. And get a jump on someone's birthday and check out our retail offerings for some great gift ideas. Pepe's Cafe, Old Town Key West, of course.
Good morning, dear. Breakfast almost ready?
In a minute. So did you happen to call someone about spalling repair for the house?
You know what? I knew I forgot something yesterday.
Honey, you know how important spalling repair is, especially here in the Keys. If that spalling damage gets any worse...
Don't worry. I'll call Design Center in Marathon.
When?
Today.
How about now?
Okay, dear. Now.
Design Center, the most efficient spalling contractor in the Keys, providing the fastest results. With over 40 years combined experience in spalling repair and a member of the International Concrete Repair Institute, Design Center can handle the largest jobs to small structures. They also handle quite a number of condominium and county projects. Mention this ad or the program you're listening to and receive 10% off your spalling repair. Visit DesignCenterFL.com or call 305-735-4042. Design Center, 6677 Overseas Highway Marathon. License number CGC 1523838. Remember, mention this ad or the program you're listening to and receive 10% off your spalling repair from Design Center. As the weather cools down, your pool doesn't have to. At MSP Supply, they help South Florida families enjoy their pools year-round with the best pool heaters in the Keys and Miami. Whether you need a new heat pump, a gas heater, or any pool equipment, or expert guidance on what fits your pool, MSP Supply has you covered with trusted brands and honest pricing. Stay warm, stay comfortable, and keep swimming longer. Visit MSPpool.com or stop by MSP Supply in Marathon or call 305-359-7665. MSP Supply, your home, your pool, your supply.